it's Nikki of the Wealthy Woman Within, creator of the Daily Direction Ritual for Visionary Entrepreneurs. In this video, we are going to dive into step 2 of the Daily Direction Ritual. In the last video, I talked about step 1, which is center. If you haven't seen that video, pause this one and go and watch that one first, because it all makes sense as you go along in order. Step 2 is all about receiving. So after you center, after you get to the place where you have the true question of your heart, you're ready to receive that guidance from your oracle cards. So let me show you how this would look. So I'm actually going to use the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Linn. They're one of my absolute favorites. They're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at the color on the cards, and the pictures are beautiful. So what you would do is you would actually bring your cards to your chest, because remember, we got out of our head in step 1 and we dropped down into our heart and we felt into our heart's question. So really now we're sitting here at the center of your wisdom, of your inner guidance, and that's what we want to bring into your cards. So you're going to hold your cards to your chest, just kind of give them a loving embrace, and you can actually close your eyes while you're doing this, and you would feel into that true question of your heart. And remember how we were breathing into the question? You're gonna do that and breathe it out through your cards. So as you're breathing the question of your heart, you're actually infusing the cards with that energy, kind of sending out a signal of energy to the cards to ask for their guidance. And when you feel ready, you're going to take your cards and you're going to go ahead and shuffle them in whatever way is most comfortable for you. So typically I have small hands, so I usually shuffle them kind of vertically. And you can wait for either a card that jumps out at you, or sometimes you just get that inner knowing when it's time to stop. And when you found your card, you want to go ahead and reveal it. So I actually did this earlier this morning, so I'm going to keep the card that I chose from this deck. And the card that I chose this morning was Wise Leader. And this is a card that comes up for me a lot. But what was fascinating is this morning, the guidance that I received was different than I was expecting, because I had tapped into that true question of my heart. If you remember, the question was, how can I feel grounded and release the internal pressure to get it all perfect? And the card that came out was Wise Leader. When you have your card, you're gonna first put away the guidebook, because remember, here we are getting in the practice of really tapping into your intuition, really letting that voice of your wealthy woman within speak and give you that guidance. We are receiving, right? That's step 2. So for me, for example, the first things I noticed in the card were the mountains in the background here, and then the flame in her hand. And the last thing that I noticed was actually her stance, just the way she was holding herself. And so for myself, the receiving of guidance that I got from those symbols was that what I have been doing is kind of making a mountain out of things that I didn't need to. And that if you look at the mountain, it's actually quite far in the distance, where I was perceiving it in my mind as being right in front of my face, that the mountain was something that was insurmountable because I had so much to get done. But the card is actually telling me, and my inner wisdom was saying, let that go. That mountain is actually not right there. And if you just stay strong and hold true to your inner light, that will guide the way. And there was just this overall message of let it go and have confidence. That stance that she had was very strong and confident, and actually the stance of a leader. And that's what the guidance told me, was let the mountain go, tap into that wise woman inside, that leader inside, and allow that to guide you. Really allow your heart to guide you forward. And that, of course, would allow me to just drop that perfectionism and that overwhelm and really take the next steps forward. So that was the guidance I received. Go ahead and give this a try for yourself and let me know how it goes with your daily direction ritual once you've done step 1, center, and now step 2, receive the guidance. So I can't wait to see you in the next video where we'll be going further into the steps of the daily direction ritual. Bye for now.